Hi everyone. Today, as you all know, we have a guest in our midst. But before then, hold on, guys. You all know that I have a series going on right now. So let me say this is the first episode of the series, parenting series. So this series is all about parenting, things that tips on parenting. But today we are talking about educators, and the purpose of this particular video about educators is that for us as a parent to know what to expect from our children, from anyone taking care of our children, educators, yeah, teachers taking care of our children, because we hand our children over to them for ours, So we really want to know what to expect from them, to what to look out for, what are their duties, and also for people who want to be an educator, for them to know what they are. Okay, early years matters, for them to know what their duties are. So we have our guest, early years matters. For then, I want to ask, does any of you know that early years matters? She's a YouTuber, an educator, and she discussed about early years childhood. I love her channel because there are things that she talks about, and it's helping me a lot to follow up with my children. Those things that I missed growing up, I really want to follow up with my children. So that is what her channel is all about. Everything concerning children, early years childhood. So I have this. This is her book. It's on Amazon. If you've not gotten this book, I will appreciate every one of us to get it. It's from Amazon. It's her book. You will see there once you type. I forgot what I searched it with, but here it's written a practical guide to early years matters. So it's a very nice book for you as a parent. What is going on right now in Nigeria about these children that they are all that teachers. I know that yes, many people will say that we went through a teachers flog you. That is part of the process of learning, process of teaching. Or I really don't know how someone will, like the one that happened recently, 1 year and 7 months old baby. They had to flog this child. I don't know how someone who takes care of children can be this, will I say mean, or will I say heartless? I don't even know the word to use. Or ignorant. Will I say it's ignorant? I don't even know the right word to use, but I don't know how they feel doing such thing, flogging a child of 1 year and 7 months. And the way they even flogged this child, I don't know what came over them. I still don't know if I should say it's ignorance or if I should say it's madness. I heard that they tied the child's hand. One person was holding the child's leg while the other one was holding the hand, and they were flogging the child. And this caused the child, I forgot what they called this thing. It's a shock. So they said it's a shock, and the child died of it. I don't know how they even felt doing this. And they are not the only one, because only in 1 week we had 3 cases like that. One is a 5-year-old girl that was also flogged and she died. And the other one, 1 year and 7 months, he died. The other one, God so kind, he did not die. And the one that did not die, the teacher was even telling the parent that yes, this is how they train children, that her child is not the only child that she flogged, and that she will continue to flog them even if the child comes to school the next day and does the same thing, that she will still flog. Meaning that I see it that many people feel that because that they are teachers, this is what they are supposed to do, always flogging children. And I don't know, but what do you think? What is your take on this issue of teachers flogging children to the point of debt. And what do you think about this? Thank you so much. My guest is here finally. Thank you.
Thank
You look
you. Thank you
amazing.
for
Thank you so much
having
for
me. I really
honoring my
appreciate it.
invitation.
Good as well.
Oh, thank you. I want to be like Everyday Matters. Last week she came live and she was looking kiki. Thank you so much for coming. So straight to business. Um, before we
Okay.
start our today's topic, I was saying something about what happened a few weeks ago. So what is your take on it?
Oh no. I'll say before I even start, I know, let me just, whatever I'm going to say, like, I don't want people to say, oh, you're an African. Why are you talking like this and that? But, there's a cultural thing, especially, back home where we're coming from, the African, there's this mentality that, okay, before you train the child or before you instill discipline in the child, you have to beat the child, you have to cane the child. And, this doesn't really work. I'm telling you, and I'm talking from experience. I know that's why I said, okay, whatever I'm going to be saying, I'm going to be basing it on research. I'm going to be basing it on studies. So I don't want people to come for me and say, oh, you're an African, you're not supposed to say things like this. So most of the time, that beating, it doesn't really work. There are other approaches or other methods that you can use. Like what you said in relation to what happened a few weeks back, I saw it. And we're talking about the child is young here. Hello, I hope I'm making sense. We're talking about a younger child. And I'm like, just like what you said, I was backstage listening to what you're saying. I don't know. Young children, what do they even know to the extent of you now, beating the child, like to the point of you can see the marks and all that. And the last few weeks that you said, it was a lot of things that happened, not just that one case, other
Yeah.
cases as well. And we're talking about, it involves, younger children here. They're young, for God's sake. Hello, these children are really young. And that's why I do say to people, and most of the time I do say to my students as well, not everybody can be a teacher. Not everybody can be an educator. I just hope, I'm making sense. But back home where we come from, the African, oh, maybe you finish from the university, there's no job, and the job that is there is, oh, you can be a teacher. Not everyone can be. Some characteristics that is expected of a teacher. One of the characteristics is patience. Okay, you have to be patient. For you to say, okay, you want to be a teacher, you need to be patient, like instill discipline in them. And you're going to be seeing, because like the children, they are young, if they're growing up, there are some behaviors, but there are ways to go about it. And sometimes, some of these teachers, they are frustrated, because they're frustrated. They just look at, okay, who can they just, whatever happened to them, they just want to lash out. And can you see that case that you said, that little child, what does the child know? I think maybe the child, where the teacher was asking the child a question and the child wasn't able to answer. And then you think the best thing is to bring the cane or whatever and start to beat the child. Would that make the child to answer your? Would this solve the problem? So, a lot of things has to be done in relation to being a teacher. Not everybody can be a teacher. It takes a lot for you to say, okay, you want to be a teacher. But like I said, okay, back home, because that's the job that is available, everybody can just jump in and say they want to be a teacher. And if you see that, the country that we're based, you are based in Germany, I'm based in Ireland, you can't just wake up one day and say you want to be a teacher. No, it doesn't work that way. Rigorous training, the skills that is expected of you, a lot of things that you have to learn. But, like I do say, not everybody can be a teacher. I think I will stop there.
I think so too. I think so. And that is why I'll bring in my first question, which is, who is an educator?